and that I have two discipleship focuses that I want us to, as we as Christians live out our faith, that there's two disciplines that I want us to focus on individually this year. And the first is the Bible, that we would be people of the word. We've already started talking about that. The whole point of this, the Bible doesn't say that message series, is for us to get in the word. And so I want you to challenge yourself to be more in the word in 2021 than you were in 2020. I don't know what that is. I'm not going to set your goals for you. You go to Jesus and say, Jesus, what would you have me do? What would you have me, how much of the word do you want me to get into? Set a goal, set something realistic, maybe a little bit challenging, but get in the word and know the word. And if you have questions about it, that's okay. In fact, during the Bible Nuggets, if it's your week and you get to a challenging point, you can just come back and say, you know what, this passage of scripture was challenging for me. Can you guys help me figure it out? What does this mean? How should we live this out? I want us to be people of the word. And the second one is for everyone to be part of a small group, for us to be connecting and growing together. There are so many scriptures that talk about encourage one another, pray for one another. There's a whole chapter that just talks about one another. And I want us to be doing this together and doing it together intentionally. And so I'm going to ask for Rhonda to share some of her thoughts and her insights. She led our youth girls this year, a little small group. And Rhonda, would you share some of the wins, what happened this year, and why this was important to you?
Yeah, so I definitely did not start out the year knowing what was going to take place, right? But definitely with the Lara girls coming to town for the first time, living in the same city as them for the first time in 20 years. I thought of it as an opportunity. I know when I was in, 6th, 7th, 8th, 10th grade, definitely having people who are not my parents, emphasizing things my parents were saying, was helpful just to have some, parents are fabulous and necessary, but I think it takes a church family, right, to raise children too, because when kids get to be 18 and move out of the house, they start making their own decisions, and hopefully along the way they've been, mentored by their family and others too, right? So yeah, with COVID happening, we went to Zoom. So it wasn't just 4 Laras and 2 Lauders, but it included then like Valentina started coming to the Zoom. And then also, I believe, one of the cousins of the Lauders and then one of Julia's friends joined us. And it was just really neat to have the Zoom platform for our meetings every week. And then just, so just having like fun and then connection, but also like trying, and of course there's limitations with Zoom, getting a bunch of teenage girls to open up and like talk about something that's a little more in depth, especially on Zoom, but isn't always easy. But I thought we did, I thought we had a really good time and discussion, and just being able to think about why we believe what we believe, I think is important. And definitely for me, growing up, having, a youth group to be a part of, I think helped to develop my faith and make it more personal and not just my parents' faith, but my own. So, I think it's developed, and it's been, it's been interesting at times, right? But just celebrating together our birthdays and holidays and just having fun, and just knowing that like God is fun, and he is, being a part of the church is great. And like, just, all those things that I personally don't want teenagers or kids to think of church as being boring and like, it doesn't relate to my life, or it's not relevant, or it's something I just have to do, like to get them to be more involved and excited. And obviously all these kids already love Jesus and church, but just continuing to just be there for them as another voice of, hopefully wisdom and somebody they can trust in anyways.
Well, thank you, Rhonda. I know that we appreciate you and being able to speak into our daughters' lives. And I agree with, it's always good to have other voices speaking into your kids, not just the parents, because you may be saying the exact same thing, but when somebody else says it, they're like, oh, that's so smart. So thank you for speaking into our girls and helping them thrive and have community and feel like they're a part of the Lakeview family, that there's something for them as well. I want to share my screen again because there's another group that started. Well, hi, ladies. I'm wanting to encourage everyone in our church to be a part of a small group, to be a part of a connection of people where they can encourage each other in their faith throughout the week. And since you ladies have been part of a small group for a while now, I wanted to have you guys be able to share what benefits have you seen and why would you encourage others to become part of a small group as well?
I think it's made me a lot closer to people in the church, even though we can't see them as often. Mm-hmm. Like the last time I saw the Duguay girls or Miss Renee in person was the campfire thing. But like since then, we've still been able to have group. And so it still feels like we see each other all the time. And so it's been awesome to stay connected with everybody.
Yeah, I think like I have to go along with that, especially since I am not even in the country. It's really nice to meet with everyone since it's all online and like still be a part of it. Whereas even like in the past, like when things were normal, like you're just like, I go to school, I don't see anyone. Sometimes maybe if someone like emails me or something, and then I just come home in the summer and like reconnect with everyone and then we leave again. So it's been really nice to like have a group that like I can connect with even while I'm away.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed it because for me, kind of on the opposite end of Alora, like while she's up there trying to stay connected, I've returned home now and I'm trying to figure out how to get reconnected. And so that's kind of fostered a great environment for me to kind of be connected with the rest of some of the ladies in our church. So that's been great for me.
I really enjoy it. It gives me something else to do other than work, because there's not much else to do when you're home. And yeah, it gives me something to do that's not Netflix and rotting my brain.
Yeah. I also want to add that it gives me people to tell when I'm scared about something or when I'm dealing with something or I'm just unsure about life ahead. I know they can either relate from their own circumstances before, or they can just pray for me or be there with me and alongside me, even via Zoom. And I can know that I don't have to be afraid of life circumstances by myself.
And Renee, how have you seen the girls grow in this time, or how has this group impacted you?
Well, they're just my friends, and I really enjoy spending time with these ladies, and they encourage me, keep me going, makes me excited to come and meet together and talk, and they're willing to be vulnerable and ask for prayer. They're willing to pray for each other, and we're kind of becoming a little family.
Cool. Is there anything that you'd like to see for your group in the next year ahead?
I want us to be able to communicate more during the week. So not just sharing right now in this moment, but what's happening tomorrow or the next day. Like, oh, pray for me, I'm about to go in for this test or whatever that is. Mm-hmm. So that we'll be connected more, not just when we're online.
Yeah.
I want us to meet in person someday.
Yeah.
And give hugs.
Cool. Well, ladies, I appreciate all of you, and I want to applaud you for making this an important part of your lives. I want to encourage everyone in our church to get that group of people, that family, so to speak, from our church family, where they can be open and honest, to have someone to pray for them and encourage them, someone when they are having a difficult time in life or a joyous time in life, someone else to share that with in our church congregation. So thank you for being pioneers in that. So I appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
So one of the ways that we want to do that and foster that is through our breakout sessions. And so when this first started and we started doing the breakout sessions during our service, I'm managing Zoom and putting people into the groups as the worship video is playing. And so I just kind of pick people at random, and except the two groups that were already formed, I put them together. But I know that for the rest of the people, like, I want us to be able to put you with people that you want to be with, and people that you think would maybe either have similar life stage that you're in, or maybe it's just someone you have a connection with. And so what I need from that is to know what those groups are, and maybe identify a leader who would take responsibility. And it's not that you have to prepare some message or be super Christian. What it means is that you're saying, I want to make sure that these people are taken care of. I want to make sure that if they miss a Sunday, that somebody calls them and says, hey, we missed you. Because that's always nice to hear. I know that every time that we're in a setting that Deborah usually is with me, and then I have to go alone, she always asks, did somebody ask about me? Like, we all feel like it would be nice if somebody noticed when we're not there. And I want that for every person. And so, be thinking, if that's you, if you want to lead a group of your fellow Lakeview people, let me know either now or after the meeting or later this week, because I'd like to put those groups together in a way that is meaningful to everyone. And hopefully, as they said, if in the future, if we can get together in person, that those groups would do that, and get together in homes and get together for coffee or whatever it is, and continue community and fun together. Any questions about any of those strategic church focuses or the discipleship focuses? Yes.
Abe, I would just also offer, we have a Tuesday lunchtime men's Bible study group. Joe and Andy are frequent participants. Kevin McKinney has been in at times. But that's open to anyone. I want to say it here, so if there are any of the Lauder boys or Matthew Redman or any of the young men that are looking for a men's group for Bible study, the Tuesday lunchtime one is certainly open. So please just drop me a note and we'll get you plugged in there.
Awesome. And that meets at SPU, is that right?
It meets in Zoom.
Okay, cool. All right. So be connecting with Gerard if you would like to be part of that lunch group as well. Any other questions or comments? Okay, we're going to move on. Our bellies are getting hungry.